Welcome to today's deep dive, where we are going to be looking at personal transformation with Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
Yeah.
We're going to try to unpack the science and the practical steps you can use to shake up some of those really deep-seated habits
Right.
and create a whole new reality for yourself.
Yeah.
So tell me, are you actually living the life you always wanted, or do you find yourself kind of stuck, repeating the same patterns day after day?
It's amazing how Dispenza brings quantum physics and neuroscience and personal growth all together.
Yeah.
He doesn't just tell you to think positive thoughts.
Right.
He actually
Yeah.
explains how your thoughts and feelings shape your reality at like a fundamental level.
Yeah, that's what I was really curious about. Like, he talks about this quantum you,
Yeah.
which sounds pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
So what does that actually mean?
Well, think about the observer effect in quantum physics.
Okay.
It suggests that just by observing a particle, you influence its behavior.
Okay.
So Dispenza takes this and applies it to our lives.
Yeah. Okay.
And suggests that our thoughts and feelings are those observers.
Oh, wow.
Shaping the energy around us.
So if I'm understanding this right, our thoughts and feelings are actually creating our reality?
That's right.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
It is. It's a big departure from just hoping for things to get better.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And he illustrates this beautifully with a story about his daughter manifesting a trip to Italy.
Okay.
She didn't just wish for it.
Yeah.
She went all in, you
Yeah.
know? She embraced the feeling of already being there.
Oh, wow.
She was feeling, even dreaming in Italian months beforehand.
Wow.
And guess what? The opportunity presented itself in a way that she never expected.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it sounds like aligning your entire being with what you want is key.
It really is.
But I gotta say, I've definitely struggled with breaking old habits.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not as easy as it sounds.
It is not.
I feel like we're constantly bombarded with these reminders of our past and things that hold us back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Dispenza addresses that head on in his chapter on overcoming your environment.
Okay.
He talks about how the people, the places, and even the things that we interact with every single day can trap us in a cycle,
Oh, wow.
constantly reminding us of who we've been instead of who we can become.
It's like our surroundings are influencing our brains to stay stuck.
Yeah, it's like our environment is actually, kind of keeping us in these familiar patterns.
That makes a lot of sense. So how do we break free from that programming?
Right.
Is it even possible to rewrite those patterns that are so ingrained?
It definitely is, but it takes work.
Okay.
Dispenza points to the power of the subconscious mind,
Uh-huh.
which often works against our conscious efforts to change.
Oh, really?
Yeah, think of it as this storehouse of all of our past experiences and beliefs and habits that's just operating on autopilot.
Yeah.
And it's replaying those old patterns without us even realizing it.
It's like we're battling years of programming. No wonder change can feel so challenging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Dispenza offers some powerful tools to overcome this.
Okay.
One key concept that he introduces is epigenetics,
Okay.
which is the idea that our genes are not fixed,
Oh, wow.
but can be influenced by our thoughts, our feelings, and actions.
That's interesting.
We actually have the ability to signal our genes to help us create a new reality.
Wow.
He even mentions this fascinating study where they found that diabetics were able to change their gene expression simply by laughing.
Oh, wow. So you're telling me that laughter can change your genes?
It's highlighting how profoundly our mental state can impact our biology.
That's incredible. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So we're not just fighting against our environment, but our own biology is playing a role too.
In a way, yes.
Oh.
But the amazing thing is we can use our biology to our advantage.
Okay.
Dispenza dives into this concept of having three brains.
3 brains.
Yes, the neocortex, the limbic brain, and the cerebellum,
Okay.
each playing a crucial role in moving us from thought to action to being.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more about these 3 brains and how they all work together.
Okay, so the neocortex is like the CEO,
Okay.
responsible for learning, thinking, and making new connections.
Okay.
The limbic brain is our emotional center,
Okay.
generating the feelings that we associate with our experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, the cerebellum,
Okay.
the action-oriented one. This is what stores those habitual thoughts and behaviors, allowing us to do things automatically without overthinking them.
So it's like a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Our thoughts trigger emotions, which lead to actions, which become ingrained habits,
Right.
which ultimately shape our reality. It
Exactly.
makes sense why it's so hard to break free from those ingrained patterns.
It does. And to illustrate this process,
Okay.
Dispenza uses this really relatable example of learning compassion, for a, shall we say, difficult mother-in-law.
Yeah. I think we can all relate to that one.
Yes, I'm sure many of us have been there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a perfect example of how challenging it can be to change those deep-seated feelings.
Absolutely.
Right.
So how does he suggest we tackle this using the three brains?
He explains that the neocortex would be responsible for learning about compassion,
Okay.
the limbic brain
Oh.
for generating the feeling of compassion,
Okay.
and the cerebellum for storing this new way of being and making it more automatic.
Okay.
But the key he emphasizes is repetition.
Okay.
We need to consistently reinforce this new emotional state until it truly becomes our default.
So it's not enough to just have a fleeting moment of compassion.
Right.
We need to actually practice and memorize that new feeling.
That's right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that?
Well, that's where meditation comes in.
Okay.
Dispenza views it as this powerful tool for change.
Okay.
And he delves into the science of brainwave states to explain how it works.
Okay.
He believes that meditation can help us shift from that high-range beta state,
Okay.
which is associated with stress and overstimulation,
Yeah.
to more coherent brainwave patterns that are linked with creativity and healing.
I have to admit, I've always been a bit skeptical of meditation.
Okay.
I never really understood how it worked.
Yeah.
But I am really intrigued to hear more about Dispenza's take on it.
Okay, so he explains that when we meditate,
Yeah.
we're essentially training our minds to quiet that constant chatter, to move beyond that stream of thoughts that keep us stuck in the past or worrying about the future.
So it's about being fully present.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And that presence, that stillness,
Yeah.
allows us to access a deeper level of consciousness,
Okay.
to tap into what he calls the quantum field,
Uh-huh.
where all possibilities exist.
So it sounds like meditation is a way to bridge the gap between our conscious minds
Yes,
and that limitless potential of the quantum field.
absolutely.
Okay.
And to further illustrate the power of this mind-body connection,
Okay.
Dispenza shares this compelling story of a man named Jose who actually healed himself of warts through meditation.
Wait, he cured his warts just by meditating?
Yes.
No, that's a story I have to hear.
So Jose was instructed to focus on his breath
Okay.
and to expand his awareness beyond his physical body.
Okay.
During this meditative state, a profound shift occurred within him.
Okay.
He was no longer consumed by his anxieties or fixated on those warts.
Yeah.
He had tapped into a deeper level of consciousness.
Wow.
And incredibly, the very next morning, the warts were completely gone.
That's incredible.
It is.
It really underscores the potential of our minds to influence our physical reality.
Yes.
But what about our emotional reality?
Sure.
Can we harness these same principles to heal emotional wounds and break free from negative patterns that hold us back?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what Dispenza explores in the next section,
Okay.
where he introduces the concept of the gap,
The gap.
the discrepancy between how we present ourselves to the world
Yeah.
and how we genuinely feel inside.
Okay, interesting. So this gap, he talks about what causes it.
Dispenza suggests that we often try to fill that gap with external things like possessions, achievements, relationships, to mask like inner emptiness or pain.
It's like we're constantly trying to fill a void with stuff, but it never truly satisfies. I've definitely fallen into that trap.
It's a common trap.
Right.
And Dispenza argues that it stems from societal expectations and that fear of being a nobody.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're constantly bombarded with messages about who we should be, what we should achieve, how we should look.
Yeah.
And it creates this immense pressure to conform
Right.
and seek external validation instead of connecting with our authentic selves.
So I end up living a life that isn't truly our own, chasing after things that don't really bring lasting happiness.
Exactly. It's a recipe for feeling unfulfilled.
Yes.
He shares this really powerful story about a woman named Pamela
Okay.
who experienced this firsthand.
Okay.
She was struggling financially and holding on to a lot of anger and resentment towards her ex-husband for not paying child support.
I can imagine that would be incredibly frustrating and stressful.
It was.
How did she break free from those feelings?
During a meditation, Pamela made a conscious choice to surrender those negative emotions.
Okay.
The anger, the resentment, that feeling of being a victim.
Yeah.
She let go of the need to control the situation and trusted in something bigger than herself.
So she kind of stopped resisting and opened herself up to a new possibility.
Yeah.
It's amazing how powerful that shift in mindset can be.
It really is, and the results were remarkable.
Okay.
Within days, she received unexpected financial gifts that more than covered the missing child support.
Wow.
But Even more importantly, she experienced this profound shift in her state of being.
Okay.
She no longer defined herself as lacking or victimized. Instead, she tapped into this sense of abundance and empowerment.
That's a truly inspiring example of how letting go of like an old story that's not serving you can create space for something new and positive.
Yeah.
To come into your life, it makes me think about what practical steps we can take to make these changes in our own lives.
And that leads us perfectly into the final section of the book, where Dispenza lays out this really clear roadmap for creating lasting change.
Okay, let's dive into that roadmap. What are the steps involved?
Okay, so the journey begins with becoming aware of your quantum. You understanding how your thoughts and feelings shape your reality.
Okay.
From there, it's about recognizing and overcoming those limitations that are imposed by your environment.
So acknowledging that our surroundings can either support or hinder our growth.
Exactly.
What comes next?
Next, you delve into the power of the three brains, learning to consciously direct your thoughts, emotions, and actions.
Okay.
You become the conductor of your internal orchestra, so to speak.
It's about taking ownership of our inner world and making those conscious choices rather than just reacting on autopilot.
Precisely from there. It's about surrendering to something greater than yourself, letting go of that need to control everything, and trusting in the unfolding of a greater plan.
Okay.
Then you step into the creative process, envisioning the life that you desire with absolute clarity and conviction.
So we're not just letting go of bad habits, we're actively creating new ones
Right.
that are more empowering and aligned with our vision.
Absolutely. The final steps involve taking aligned action,
Okay.
ensuring that your behaviors match your new vision, and celebrating those manifestations as they occur, reinforcing this new reality.
It's a powerful process, but it takes commitment
Yes, it does.
and consistent effort. There's no magic wand here.
There isn't. Dispenza is very clear that transformation is a journey, not a destination.
Okay.
It's about continuous evolution, shedding those layers of the old self to reveal the true self that lies beneath.
So it's not about reaching a fixed endpoint. It's embracing that ongoing process of growth and change.
Yes.
But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to the idea of meditation.
Okay.
I'm still a little fuzzy on like the practicalities.
Okay.
What do we actually do when we meditate?
Dispenza offers various techniques, but one of the simplest and most effective is what he calls the body part induction.
Okay. I'm all ears. Walk me through how that works.
It involves bringing your awareness systematically to different parts of your body,
Okay.
starting with your toes and moving upwards.
Okay.
You focus on the sensations, the weight, the density, the space that each part occupies.
Okay.
And this focused attention helps to quiet the mind and shift your brain waves from those busy beta waves to more relaxed alpha and theta waves.
So it's like we're anchoring our attention in the physical body
Yeah,
to kind of quiet those racing thoughts.
exactly. And as you progress through the body,
Okay.
you reach this point where you become aware of the space that surrounds your body, and then the space that surrounds that space, and ultimately the space that encompasses everything.
Wow.
It's a really powerful technique for expanding your awareness beyond your physical limits and connecting with that sense of wholeness.
It sounds like a journey from the physical to the metaphysical,
It is.
from this limited sense of self to a more expansive awareness.
Exactly. And from this expanded state of awareness,
Yeah.
you can then visualize the life that you desire,
Okay.
imprinting those images onto the quantum field and allowing the universe to orchestrate the manifestations.
It's about becoming like a conscious creator,
Yes.
not just a passive observer of our lives.
Precisely. And Dispenza emphasizes that the key to successful manifestation is embodying the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
Oh, okay.
You need to feel the joy, the gratitude, the excitement as if it's already happening.
Wow.
And this emotional coherence
Yeah.
amplifies the signal that we're sending out into the universe, attracting the desired outcome.
So it's not enough to just think about what we want. We need to feel it, believe it, live it in our minds and hearts.
Exactly. And this brings us back to the importance of repetition and consistency. The more we practice these techniques, the more we embody this new state of being, the more natural and effortless it becomes to create the life we truly desire.
It's empowering to know that we have this power within us.
It is.
But it also takes courage
It does.
and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones
Yes.
and challenge those deeply ingrained habits.
Absolutely. Dispenza acknowledges that the process can be challenging.
Yeah.
Especially when we're confronting those ingrained patterns and beliefs.
Yeah.
It's not always comfortable.
So we should expect some bumps along the road.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But he emphasizes that the rewards far outweigh the challenges.
Oh, okay.
He suggests that as we break free from these limitations, we not only create a more fulfilling and joyful life for ourselves, but we also contribute to a more conscious and evolved world.
It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
Where personal transformation can inspire those around us.
Exactly. That's the beauty of Dispenza's work.
Yeah.
It's not just about self-improvement. It's about contributing to a more conscious and interconnected world.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thought that we're not just these isolated individuals, but part of something much larger, a collective consciousness that we can influence through our own growth.
That's a really central theme in Dispenza's work, is recognizing that interconnectedness.
Yeah.
You know, he suggests that by raising our own consciousness, we create this ripple effect that can positively impact the world around us.
So it's not just about personal gain, it's about creating a more harmonious and evolved world for everyone.
Yes.
Recognizing that we're all in this together.
Exactly. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into breaking the habit of being yourself.
Wow.
We've covered so much ground, from quantum physics to neuroscience to practical steps for personal transformation.
It's been incredible exploring the potential of the human mind.
It really has.
And our ability to create change.
And while we've explored all of these fascinating concepts, you know, the true value lies in applying these insights to your own life. Remember, the power to break free from those limiting beliefs, create new realities, and become the best version of yourself lies within you.
Absolutely. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
What is one habit of being yourself that you're ready to break today?
That's a powerful question to reflect on.
Yeah.
We all have those habits and patterns that no longer serve us.
Yeah.
Imagine what's possible if you could consciously choose to let go of those limitations and step into a new, more expansive way of being.
What would your life look like a year from now if you consistently applied these principles?
Yeah.
What would you be capable of achieving? What kind of person would you become?
The possibilities are truly endless.
Yeah.
Remember, you have the power within you to create a life that aligns with your deepest desires and aspirations.
Absolutely.
It starts with taking that first step, making that conscious choice to break free from the old and embrace the new.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the transformative power of breaking the habit of being yourself.
Yes, thank you. We hope you found this exploration insightful and inspiring, and that it sparks your own journey of personal growth and transformation.